Good morning, everyone. It's Shanna from the 5 and Family Homestead. This morning is kind of the last chapter, well, the last chapter for right now, in the raising our own meat to provide for our family. As you know, last week we took our first feeder pig to the processor. We should be getting her back this week. We have somebody that is coming to buy our other feeder pig. We kind of overestimated the amount of freezer space it was going to take, so we're going to sell the second feeder pig, and our meat birds are going to the processor today. They have been a nuisance. The verdict is still out if we're going to do that again. That was almost as challenging for me, in my opinion, as the meat pigs, the feeder pigs. So I don't know, we'll see if we'll ever do that again. Anyways, we had 27 birds that we ordered from Cackle Hatchery, and they all survived, and we actually are going to sell off 15 of them to the same people that are coming to buy the feeder pig. We just want to make sure we have enough room for the pig when we get her back. The half of the chickens, so we're gonna have 12 chickens that we're gonna get processed, and we also have hunting season, so a lot of venison that's gonna be put in the freezer. So y'all come along with us. Y'all can watch the shenanigans. It's just me and the kids today. Tobin is actually at work, so the kids and I are gonna load up the chickens here in a little bit, and we're gonna head about an hour from us to a processor to get the meat birds processed. And then tonight, Tobin and I are actually going to use some bags that we ordered off of Amazon to shrink wrap them so they don't get freezer burnt. So y'all stay tuned. I'm sure there's gonna be some comedy along the way. There always is. Okay, pig is still here. Well, the other pig. They need to get a trailer, and they're gonna come back tonight or tomorrow. They did pick up 15 of the birds. We have 12 left. We're on our way to take them to the processor. This is what we have. 12 of them in a dog kennel. Other than them being on top of each other, they've got plenty of room. I know it looks kind of cramped.
And also, one of them like grabbed with both its claws on the side of it when my mom threw it in. It was like going, and they hated it.
So, I am going to get the kids loaded up, and we are going to head down to the processor. It's not a drop off and come back type of thing. They'll do them while we're there. So the kids and I are just gonna hang out. Like I said earlier, we ordered some bags on Amazon, the shrink wrap bags. We're gonna be putting them in the bags tonight, putting them in the freezer, and then we are donezo with the meat birds. I could not be happier. I guess you guys will see us in a minute when we get there. And we're excited. We're excited to be done with all of this. So come on along again. All right, guys, we're here. It took us a little over an hour to get here, and not gonna lie, it's looking a little sketchy.
It didn't feel that long.
But we've had a couple people recommend this place. They had decent reviews, and by decent, I mean they were good reviews on Google.
This is
so some have opted to stay in the car and not go in. I don't know who's gonna go in with me, but I don't know if I want to bring the camera in. I don't know, I haven't decided. Anyways, we're gonna go in there and see what they say. And like I said, this is a drop off and wait type of facility, so hopefully we'll be in and out of here pretty quick. We'll see. Okay, so this is the place. They have signs posted everywhere, no videos or anything like that. So I'm gonna respect their wishes. Hold on, let me turn the camera around. Sarah just goes, so didn't you just say you respect their wishes and you're still videoing them? Well, I respect their wishes not to bring the video in there. So I'll preface by saying that. Sarah just asked me if I actually recorded saying that I will respect their wishes, but I was still recording, so see? I just meant that I wasn't gonna bring it in there. This is a place, it looks like to be, they have thousands of chickens and ducks and things like that. It looks like a place, there's a couple people here that are actually buying the chickens and then they're processing them here. So I don't know what kind of farm that would be, what you would call it, but the facility inside is really clean. All the equipment looks really clean, but it still is
Sketch, bruh.
The outside is sketchy, but I think it'll be fine. It cost us $2 a bird to process, and they said we'll be done in about 20 minutes. So we're gonna sit here in the car and we're just going to hang out until it's ready and time to go. This has been an experience. Raising animals and taking them to the processor that you've raised. It's been an experience. I think next time, if we did meet birds, in my opinion, I think we'd do it ourselves. I don't know that I want to come back to a place like this. I don't know. Anyways, we'll let you know when we get the birds back. Okay, so we just got all the chickens back. They're in the cooler. Cut for us. They cut the legs off and the necks off for us. Again, we paid $2 a bird. There's a bee. I'm gonna throw some ice on them. I'm gonna throw some ice on them and we're gonna head home. And then tonight, there's a bee. I don't know what's going on. Oh, my mask. I had to wear a mask in it. Then tonight, Tobin and I are going to put them in bags and shrink wrap them and put them in the freezer. I think, by the looks of them, they are pretty good sized birds. I think we did really well. They're actually 7 weeks today. We could have gone a little longer, but I was done. I didn't want to deal with them anymore. So that's why we took them today. I bet if they went another week or two, they'd probably plump up a little bit more, but I'm happy with them. I think the size is great. We'll show you a little bit more tonight once we get home and we get them out. But for now, the kids and I are hungry. Some of us scarred from this place. But the facility was really clean on the inside. You go inside where they're cutting them up and stuff and cleaning them off, and you go inside there to actually get the birds when they're done. That place was very clean, very super clean, and the people in there were nice. A little bit harder to understand, but we got through it. Anyways, we're gonna load up and we're gonna get something to eat, and we're going to head back north. And we'll see y'all in a little bit when Tobin gets home, and we'll start wrapping these birds up.
I want to cook one for dinner.
It is packing chicken time. I need Reed in here to say the packing chicken time. Tobin and I are outside. We're about to shrink wrap the chickens. We're getting set up. We got our bags today from Amazon. I was looking at the name of them to be able to tell you guys, but it's not on the bag, so I'd have to look on Amazon to see. If anybody's interested in knowing what the bags are, just comment down below and I will let you know. Anyway, so we're gonna get set up. This is our setup. We're gonna use that because we have to have boiling water. Thankfully, we own a taxidermy business, so those burners are used for taxidermy purposes. So while the water is boiling, we are going to pack. Lighting is really bad. We're gonna pack the birds and get them set up, so we kind of get a system going. You pack the birds and then you dip it in hot water for 5 seconds, and then you take them out for 10 seconds, and then it should shrink wrap to the bird. We have 12 birds to do. I'm hoping this won't take that long. So yeah, we're gonna get started. So my chicken helper came home from work and helped us out. So it's the end of the day, and literally taking the chickens to the processor and putting them in the bags and putting them in the freezer was an all-day thing.
Well, not constantly
yes,
all day,
it was.
but
it felt like all
took
day.
from beginning to end, so.
So babe, would you do it again?
right now, I'm leaning towards. I told her earlier while we were doing it, I'll buy a truckload of chicken from the store before I do this again. But I'm a little. We had some issues with the bags, and I'm a little frustrated with that. So I think definitely if we do it again, there's about 10 things I'm going to change. The chicken tractor, having to move it around, was an absolute pain. So I think we might do like the Premier one fence and fence off a big section and leave them in there so we don't have to move them all the time. That was a big pain. And then we could also, once we do that, we had small feeders and small waterers because we had to move it so much. So if we did that in like a big Premier one fence, we could get bigger waters and feeders and not have. We were having to water them and feed them 2 or 3 times a day. So I think that is for the birds. I will not do that again. If we do get them, we're gonna get probably 10 or 15, and we're gonna put them in a space, and they're gonna stay there, and they can free range during the day and go up at night. And I'm not gonna worry about, even if it takes an extra week or 2 to get the weight on them because they're moving more in the day. I think it's gonna be better. So
yeah, I think that knowing that they came from our place there's a little bit of, you know, it makes us feel good because we know that the chickens that we're gonna eat, we raised them, we know where their food came from, where they lived.
Other than when we would move the chicken tractor and they would get their foot pinched underneath there, other than that, they had a great life, and that was just occasionally, and you know, it didn't hurt them at all. They would just squawk a little bit, but I mean, we know how they were treated for sure. So
yeah, and I think that's so. The question probably everyone is going to ask is, why didn't we do it ourselves? And there was a couple reasons why. For me, in the beginning of any type of raising an animal and processing the meat for our family, I was not on board with the idea. I had a hard time wrapping my brain around raising something. Skylar wants in the truck.
Skylar, come here.
I had
Skylar's in the back of the truck.
She's eating a Chick-fil-A fry.
Yes, this is sitting on the back of the tailgate, and she's wanting to get in there.
So anyways, I had a hard time imagining raising something and then slaughtering it when we raised it. It was always hard for me. So with the pig last week, it was sad, it was very bittersweet. I kept in mind the whole time what her purpose was, and it was the same for the chickens. So, but I don't know that I'm to the point where I'm okay that we harvested them and we're going to eat them. Where I'm not okay is doing it ourselves yet. So that's why the chickens were taken.
Even though she shot a pig before, she's seen me and the kids shoot truckloads of animals.
What is the difference in that, you think? Raising it, being attached to it, maybe?
Yeah, I've seen it every day. And 2 other reasons why we didn't do it ourselves is because with taxidermy, deer season and taxidermy season has fired off here. Right now we're just in bow season. Rifle season starts soon, and we are busier now than way busier than we were last year or the year before. So we didn't want to add having to, even though we spent an entire day, we really didn't. We spent parts of the entire day, and we didn't want to spend an entire day or even weekend butchering them ourselves. So we decided we sold half of the birds to some friends of ours who have their own plucker, and they're going to do them themselves. The other half we took and had them processed, and that was just easier for us this time. We have 2 friends, the ones we sold the birds to, and another couple that we could borrow a plucker from. And we might do that in the future if we do decide to do this again, but for right now, this was just the best option for us. They butchered the bird. I don't know what all you told them. They butchered them.
Well, yeah, so Hayes Farm, it's in Mansfield. This is a place I told y'all early on in the video. It's sketchy, but the area where they actually process the animals is very clean. I told Tobin it's very, very clean. Outside, you drive up and you think, oh, this is maybe a bad idea. And our deep freeze keeps beeping and we don't know why. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna finish this up. They take the birds, they pluck them, they kill them, they pluck them, and then they clean them and they leave them whole. And if you wanted to, you could also break them down. But they're $2 a bird, so for 12 birds we paid $24 for processing and a quarter of a tank of gas, and that's all we're out. An hour drive there, 20 minutes for them to do all the birds, and then another hour home. So overall, I think the processing part was worth it.
Yeah, wish it was
leading up to
closer,
it.
but and then I don't know if you saw on the birds there was like some purple marks. They marked all the birds so that they knew they were ours to return. I assume they used some kind of food grade marker, but
And you have the option to stand in there while they're doing the birds. You
Yeah.
can actually watch to
them
make sure
yeah.
that you have the birds. I chose not to do that. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna wrap this video up. We've got to figure out why our deep freeze keeps beeping.
All I did was go in the deep freeze and rearrange some stuff, and now it's beeping like the door won't close when the door's closed. So.
And I did mention that I was gonna tell you guys about the bags from Amazon, and I'm gonna tell you right now I'm not, because they're not worth it. I don't feel like they were $18 for 30 bags.
They didn't shrink down very good. We had boiling hot water. We put them in there for longer than they said. Did everything they said to do, even more so, and they didn't shrink. There's still a lot of air in the bags, which is going to cause them to freezer burn faster. So
yeah, so I asked you guys. I told you guys I would let you know, but I'm not actually, because I don't actually want to recommend them. So bottom line is, meat birds are done. Pig is going to be picked up later this week. We have our other feeder pig going, and then we are donezo with all the feeder animals.
And unless we're going to shoot some deer.
Then we'll take them to our processor, and that will be done. That's a whole nother thing. We don't have to keep them for 6 months.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I know
we're at 7 minutes. We've been talking to them.
I know, but they seem to enjoy it, right? I don't know.
Thank y'all for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, we'll see y'all again.
That's it?
That's it. I'm done. I'm going inside and taking a shower.
Bye.